Coming to the first person I want to present to you today is Jayee Rajaguru, Jai Krishna Rajaguru Mohapatra, the able Rajaguru of Raja of Khordha, whose contribution to our motherland is truly unmatched. He was born in Birarajushnapur Sasana village in Srikshetra Puri. His early primary education was entirely done by his mother. Unlike to the popular belief of today that time Odiya women were illiterate and oppressed. Also, he had his higher education in the MR Matha Puri and Govardhana Pitha Puri, which is one of the Sarvamanya Mathas established by Adi Shankaracharya himself. Also, for some time, he moved to Kasi, Varanasi for pursuing higher spiritual experience. Apart from this, he underwent trainings like the sword fighting, Malla Yuddha, archery, and all, horse riding, etc., making him expertise in both Shastra and Shastra. Confident, mighty, and charismatic, Rajaguru finally went to serve the king of Khordha. Coming to the first chapter, that is Burgi challenge. Before going to talk about how the British sneaked in, let's just understand what the situation of Odisha that time, so that we can understand that why the British got an opportunity to sneak in. It so happened in the year 1741 that the cavalry of Raghoji Bhonsle, the Maratha ruler of Nagpur, started launching targeted attacks beyond the eastern boundary. This Maratha army used to call Burgi. Burgi used to be one corruption of the Marathi word Bargil, which means light cavalry. The Burgis were quite infamous in eastern India for their ruthless plunder and infamous activities. Basically, scores of villages were massacred and completely wiped out from the map. Also, during these attacks, no one was spared. Hindus, including Brahmins, Vaishnavas, Sannyasi, who are generally considered as avadhyas or one should not be killed, they were also not spared. Even people who were spared, they were spared because lucrative taxes can be collected from them. It is sadly and it is pathetic actually that a clan who have produced such glorious leaders like Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Sambhaji Maharaj, Peshwa Bajirao has been reduced to this with time. Perhaps this was the need of that time for them, but I'm just putting out facts so that we can understand how the tussle between Odiyas and Marathas started by that time. The fight back actually towards the end, like 1890s, 1790s, it was almost nullified. How we'll just discuss. After 50 years of these targeted atrocities, Jayee Rajaguru started motivating the public to fight back. People started fighting back in many forms. Dense bamboo jungles were planned and created to protect villages. Apart from this, the Vanavasi, the tribes used to be included into the main army, who used to work as the Chekapaikas, or they used to do guerrilla attack. And at many instances, there are proof that even the Burgis used to be killed and thrown into the jungle, the bamboo jungles. Also, the part of this problem was the top management of the Bhonslas in Nagpur were not entirely aware about this situation, what was happening in the beyond their eastern boundaries or in that eastern front. Jayee Rajaguru took it to the Bhonslas of Nagpur and demanded to put a stop into this. The Bhonslas understood the gravity of the situation and promised to look into this. According to some historians, that's why even at the end of 18th century, it was almost nullified, Burgi attacks. Coming to the flashpoint from where all this started, during the Maratha rule in Odisha, actually, they have wondered many times that even after virtually controlling whole of Odisha, why still the Gajapati is considered as king by general public, and also considered as Chalanti Vishnu, the living god, living Vishnu. It is because the Gajapati, with or without power, is the head of temple administration of Puri Jagannath temple. And hence, people used to consider him second to Mahaprabhu Sri Jagannath himself. That's why they were already in a plan to control the temple administration. It happened during Shivabhatta Sathe that the king of Paralakimundi attacked king of Khordha, God of Khordha. At that time, king of Khordha seek help of the Marathas. Maratha promised to help in exchange of 1 lakh rupees. Maratha helped, and of course the king of Khurda won, but they were not able to pay that amount. Hence, uh, because the king was not able to pay that amount, he was forced to leave four praganas or four mahalas estates, Rahanga, Lembai, Serai, and Purushottam Chattar to the Marathas. Purushottam Chattar is somewhere where the temple of Puri is there. So they all are important mahalas, and problem is they were Amrutamanagi mahalas, which means the taxes collected from these mahalas used to go to the temple. And after the power change happened, the tax used to collected 20,000 rupees from these four mahalas, and it was changed to 27,000 rupees. And again, this entire money was not going to temple anymore. Uh, and above this, the people are forced to pay more. And also, Maratha have introduced one pilgrim tax. So it was indirectly affecting the temple's administration, because donation money used to be. There is a decline in the donation money because some money was going to pilgrim tax. Hence, people were not happy. Also, that time many Gajrat kings used to help for temple administration, uh, and they were duly credited for that. Also, I come to know this from I come to know this from a book called Swaimana Pratika Jayee Rajaguru. There, Pandit Nilakantha Das has written about it, and he has read it from one Telugu scripture, Jagannatha Stula Vrutantam. But the truth of that time was the temple, which was once the powerhouse of the spiritual and political, cultural identity of Odisha, was getting. It was just having mere donation money. It didn't have a process to function. It was tough time for the temple. The British, with their cunning methods, sensed this opportunity and tried to sneak in. The East India Company, by this time actually, East India Company had already started spreading its tentacles and getting control of more and more provinces. The main challenge for them at this time were the Marathas, because there are many lands in Maratha occupation they are not able to control. Looking and studying the ongoing tussle between the Odiyas and Marathas, Lord Wellesley, the then governor, realized this and sent Colonel Harcourt to the King of Khurda, and one pact happened. This pact is said that happened without the knowledge of Jayee Rajaguru, because he was strongly against it. This pact happened in the maternal uncle's home of the king in Ganjam. According to this pact, the king will not interfere when the British will attack the Marathas to take the Odisha province from them. And for this, the Marathas will give him back the four praganas and 1 lakh rupees. This happened once the job is done. Of course, the British started showing their true color. They were not standing by the promise. For this, the king of Khurda was frustrated and sent his guardian. That time, king was minor, so his guardian advisor was Jayee Rajaguru. He sent Jayee Rajaguru with 2,000 armed men, tigers, to Baravati Fort. Jayee Rajaguru did a gherao of the Baravati Fort. This is the ruins of Baravati Fort, by the way. Did a gherao of the Baravati Fort and demanded all this. He also demanded the pescas money from the British to be reduced. Also, he demanded some amount of the money that was promised earlier. Colonel Harcourt paid some 20,000 rupees, but said that they will not pay anything more. This was frustrating, and in many ways, Jayee Rajaguru, after this incident, started armed resistance. So, great act of diplomacy and leadership in many ways. We are not going to discuss every attack happened after this, but we'll just shortly go through what happened next. The British realized that it is practically impossible to have a obedient and easily manageable public in their newly acquired territory, Odisha, as long as Jayee Rajaguru is there. They tried approaching the Rajaguru and the king of Khurda separately, that Rajaguru should retire. For this, he will be paid some 50,000 rupees one-time settlement, apart from the monthly pension. They were wrong at sensing Jayee Rajaguru's character. I will share an incident. From there we can understand how the Rajaguru was. by this time, actually, state of Khordha was, they were also sensing that at some point they have to go to a full-fledged war with British, and then they have started also preparation. Uh, State was economically drained. Hence, Jayee Rajaguru sold his ancestral estate, his ancestral villa at the Kunde Winter site Puri to a Maratha gentleman called Somaji, and spend the money for buying equipments and other stuff for the war, for the future war. This was Jayee Rajguru's characteristic. At one end, he was offered 50,000 rupees and some pension money. What he did was, of course, he denied that money, but apart from that, he started spending from his own pocket for the state. In October 1804, finally, the British assembled different battalions in the bank of Mahanadi Katak. And then, coming to know about this, Jayee Rajaguru was very offensive in his approach. He caught the British off guard before they can even think of attacking. They attacked at the Patha of Mahanadi and killed each one of them. That was a major setback for the British at Katak. At the same time, joint attack was conducted by the joint force of Ali, Kujanga, Kanika against British force who were trying to sneak in from Pipili Delanga side. They were also forced to retire back. They're not able, I mean, the British were not able to sneak in. It was, of course, shocking and disheartening for Colonel Harcourt, British. They're forced to fall back. They, of course, they rebound in a very vicious manner. But the initial war was so that it was in Khordha's favor. After this, the company force launched their first attack, major offense against the king of Khordha from same Pipili Dalanga side. And there again, 700 Cheka Paikas were came into Khordha's rescue. The British force again fell back to take refuge in Pautpur. Major Fletcher then launched a direct attack to Khordha fort. And this time, see, at some point, even Rajaguru and the army of Khordha knew that they are fighting a lost battle. British were too powerful then. They had all the advanced weaponry and also manpower. Still, the Paika army fought with very indomitable zeal, I'll say. One interesting fact I want to share here. Till end of 20th century, we used to believe that the king tried to escape from the fort and was captured in some nearby jungle. But it was Mr. Bhaskar Mishra, an eminent scholar, historian. He found one letter from the archive of Ganga Mata Matha. This is the letter, which says otherwise. The letter, which is written by Jayee Rajaguru himself to the Mathadis of Ganga Mata Matha, which proves that the young king was successfully evaded and was safe way before fall of Khordha. He was kept in disgrace and safely. Especially these lines where it says that Mahasramanku Bahudei Delu and Goda Oktiyaro Veluku se Ghato Deithibe and all talks about how king was safely evacuated from Khordha fort and he was kept safely in Ganga Mata Matha. What I found really interesting in this letter is that even when the Rajaguru knew that the fate of Khordha was at stake and they were basically losing, he knew that he will be captured and of course it is no rocket science to understand what will happen to him next. Still, he was thinking about how the temple administration will function. He has written to the Chhattisgarh Nijognayaka, Vadaparicha, and all the important people of the temple administration from where to get fund, where to get the bhogas, the prasadam, and how to function when he will be not there. Also, like a true warrior, he has written here somewhere. Eଠାରେ ଯାହା ହେବାର ହେବ, ଏଠାରେ ଯାହା ହେବାର ହେବ, ଆମ୍ଭ ଅବସ୍ଥା ଆମେ ବୁଝିବୁ, which loosely translate to whatever will happen here will happen. I'll take care of myself. You don't have to worry about me. This letter's discovery was a landmark in understanding the nature of Paika Vidroh, I'll say. This war, which was initially British thought to win in matter of days, went on for months. But of course, it was definitely because of the able leadership of Jayee Rajaguru and also the brave army entirely. It could have been further prolonged way beyond these months, but unfortunately, one traitor named Dodo Singh Patnaik helped the British, showing them some secret path to the fort. Thus, resulting in the final fall of the fort. The famous Varune Hills used to be the mute spectator of these velours of the Paiko army. Some 7,000 armies were not were not able to go beyond the Varune Hills for 3 days. A folklore of Khorda even talks about how two goddesses of Varune, of Ma Varune and Ma Varune, the Varune Pitha, Ma Varune and Ma Varune, fought themselves riding horse and were fighting themselves for the pikers. Also, one more interesting fact: there is a place near Khurda called Gorujanga, which Goru in Odia means Goru in Odia means cow and Janga means thigh. The British, to demoralize the pikers when they come to know that they had strong belief on Ma Varune and Arune, at Gorujanga they wrapped some explosive to the thigh of a cow and sent the cow to the temple, and it exploded there. Hence the sacredness of the temple was lost, and this was disheartening to the pikers. This is one fact I thought of sharing with you all. Anyway, however, during all this, in November 1804, the downfall of Khurda happened, and the Rajaguru was arrested. He was moved initially to Cuttack and then to Medinipur, far from Khurda. Meanwhile, the king, when he came to know Rajaguru was arrested, he sent a lawyer. British, going beyond the minimum war courtesy, arrested that lawyer itself. Also, later, another traitor named Fateh Muhammad revealed that the king's location, and the British arrested the king also. It is believed that king supposedly wrote a letter to the company which said that he was not responsible for the war and it was Jayee Rajaguru who started it. Based on the letter, king was released and Jayee Rajaguru was declared guilty and was ordered to be hanged till death. In 6 December 1806, something followed which was horrifying and beyond anyone's imagination. Cruel, disheartening, and unimaginable, I'll say. A brave leader who was fighting for the sovereignty of his motherland, resistance against oppressive foreign forces, was hanged in a very unique and bone-chilling way. The brave, venerable Rajaguru was executed on 6 December 1806 in a manner which was barbaric and inhumane, I'll say, even in those days standards. Here, the executioners tied him upside down by two different opposite branches of two banyan tree. And when the executioner will cut the rope, Jayee Rajaguru's body was split into two halves. This is how this is the last chapter of Jayee Rajaguru. This is how his death happened. It makes me laugh when I see the sheer hypocrisy of the elite West championing for human rights and war crimes. This is their legacy. This is what they are.